Hey everybody, this is gonna be a basic overview of Soundtrap, what it is, how to use it, and how to get to it. A different video, I'll walk through the actual first assignment, but this one is just kind of an overview. So you should have gotten an email from Soundtrap that something to the extent of let's see, I think it says your Soundtrap for Education account. And it'll have your email, which will be your login, and a temporary password, and a little link that says login. You'll log in. It might have you change your password. You can pick an account name. For a class, please keep your just your normal your name, your account name. And that's it. It's really easy. It's all browser based, so there's no software to download or anything. So get that done. Once you're logged in. There's an assignment that I have for you, but once you're logged in, it'll see a screen that looks something like this. You won't have any songs yet, though. I've got a few songs that I've been messing around with. And then there's a big button that says Enter Studio. Click on that, and then it'll bring you to the timeline. Every time you load up the studio, you're going to get an option, podcast or music. In our class, we're going to be doing music. If you, for a different class, want to use this to make a podcast, you totally can. So I'm going to click music later. It'll like give you a bunch of different information. I like to have it on dark mode, but you can switch between light and dark mode. I just always have preferred dark mode. Soundtrap is what DAW, D-A-W, Digital Audio Workstation. GarageBand is a DAW. Pro Tools, if you've heard of that, is a DAW. Ableton, Fruity Loops. There's a whole bunch of different DAWs. This is also one. So I'm going to give my song a name. It's going to be called Mr. Croco. And so some basics of Soundtrap. If I click around up at the top, it brings me to different places in my song. They kind of give you all these different options. Browse loops, so we're going to use loops for a little bit at the beginning of our music quest. The patterns, Beatmaker is like a drum machine down here. We'll have a different assignment where we use that. There's instruments. It's playing right now. Piano roll, which doesn't make any sense with the drums, really. You can pick different instruments. Once you've created an instrument, you can choose different ones. So I'm going to maybe change marimba. Oops. Single click stuff. So anyway, you can mess around with different instruments. We're not going to be using any of that stuff for our first assignment, but I just wanted to show you where it is. You can duplicate tracks, rename your tracks. I might rename this, keys, because marimbas are a key instrument. These little buttons up here, you can solo a track if you have a bunch of them going, or you can mute a track. You control the volume of your individual tracks. This will all make a lot of sense once you start using it. If you've ever used GarageBand, this will probably be really obvious to you. You can make different colors for your tracks. MIDI files, we'll talk about MIDI files some other time. I'm going to delete this track for right now. Anytime you add a track, it'll give you all these different options for different things you can do. You can also import things into this. So if you, recorded your kid sister saying something cute, that you can import that file of them saying the cute thing and make a song out of it. Beside that, the interface is really simple. You've got your what we call transport controls down here. That's like the industry term for these things. Play, fast forward, rewind, go to the beginning of the song, and then record. The big red button is record. Metronome, you can turn it on or off. You can change the tempo. That's how fast the metronome will go. These plus or minuses, or if you know specifically how fast you want it to be, you can change it there. It's telling me between 30 and 300. You can set the key that you want your song to be at. That kind of stuff we can work on later. up in the upper right, there's something called Snap to Grid. So if I throw, oops, that's not what I want to do. If I throw a beat in there, maybe let's get drums. This one. All right, so I'm gonna put that into my track. So when I find something I want, I just have to drag it in, or you can click on the little plus button. So most of the time your space bar will do play, but for some reason mine's not doing it right now. So that was a little notes icon up here is what gave me my loops. Snap to grid means that, so right now it's on, which means that this little thing is going to snap into specific beats. This little note region that I just made. If I take that off, then it can just kind of float wherever, which means that it's harder to match it up with the other things that you've done. So we usually keep it on. If I want to look at what that pattern looks like, I can probably pull it up here. That's cool. I can see that. Anyway, so that is kind of like the basic overview of Soundtrap. In the next video, I am going to actually do the assignment, the first assignment, live here, and you can see, kind of the basics of it. But the best way to learn how to do these things is to just mess around with them yourself. So in the next video, I'll be making one. I'll be making a beat using loops. That's it for now, so check out that video.